got for us this week as our main topic, manga?
All right, so first off, we're switching it up this week. Instead of me having 3 mangas to go ahead and discuss with you guys, for time's sake, to make it easier on our editor Lou, we will be talking about one manga, and I will be giving. We're going to talk about one manga, and then I'll give one manga recommendation for the viewers to look into. So the first one I'm going to talk about is an action, adventure, fantasy, romance manga, and that's the genres is under action, adventure, fantasy, and romance. And
there's no romance in that damn manga. But go ahead.
The girl that he said. We'll get to it. All right.
Name.
So the author is Tsukichi, and the artist is Peroshi.
You didn't say the name.
The title of the manga. Lou's gonna say it because the only thing I can say out of this is skill. Skill is 25, and I want you to say the whole thing. Wait, I can say skill 25, no, and Akira.
Okay. Let me deep breath. Okay, so the name of the manga, Japanese name is Yukadatsu Skill ni Jinsei o Sosogikomi 25 nen Amasara Sakiyo no Bokentan Midori Kashi no Akira. That translates that translates to adventure tale of pouring 25 years of life into a useless skill, and now after all that time is the strongest, or the man devoted 25 years to the weakest skill, restore, finally he got the strongest one.
Yeah, so as the translated title suggests, the main plot of this story is a man, as a young adventurer, he had what was considered a weak skill. In this world, everyone gets a skill at a certain age, and that's what they use for their livelihood, be it an adventurer or like some type of crafting skill. His was restore, and all he could really do with that is what it says, restore things. And because it was the base level 1 of the skill, the most that he could do with it is like fix his chip sword. He can't like restore it all the way, or like he could mend his clothes or something. Nothing really major. Now, where the plot in the story starts to come in is he spends time as an adventurer. He's got a childhood friend where she has like a more powerful skill. I think she was like sword heroine or something. She got like basically a skill that adventurers would want to have in their party. She would be a good attacker and everything. Monsters attack his town. As an adventurer, he's trying to defend. She tags along with them. They get surprise attacked, and she suffers a almost fatal wound. And the only way to save her is main character's grandfather has a skill that can like just stop time for her. She'll be in a state where she's not dead, but she's fucking frozen forever. It's on the character to go ahead and level up his restoration skill so that he can put her back to a moment in time where she wasn't injured and she can go ahead and continue living. So, again, he spends 25 years leveling this skill up, doing everything he can to get it to the point where it is, and when he finally gets it leveled up, it is the most broken thing on the planet, because the base level of the skill, after reading through it, he can use the skill 10 times in an hour. That means once every 6 minutes, or like after he uses it a certain number of times, he's got to wait like an hour for it to recover. It's not really clear, but, you know, plot sort of ignores that rule for reasons. But again, once he levels it up, 1, he can cure his friend. 2, he can restore anything. Broken sword that's been like rusted for 75 years, he can make it perfect just like that. Like, the skill ends up being broken, and I love the way that the story just shows how people treated him because they still think his skill is useless. But he can save lives and lives if he wants to. Like, a good example, one time he used a skill with some adventurers that were just being, you know, rude to him for no reason. Sleepy, you were talking about this part a lot. But they decided to pick a fight with him out of nowhere, and they used his level up skill just to restore him to a point where they were drunk. They couldn't walk and fight anymore. Like,
it's not the point that the 3 opponents to show off his ability. It's the point that they just started shit for no reason. Man was just walking through the room.
Now, one of my favorite parts is when he went into the store and he dropped on 3 copper pennies, the 3 copper coins. He's like, what sword can I get with this? This rusty old piece of junk. Thank you. Restore. Shiny, brand new.
Owner was like, wait a minute.
That shit was dope. And he kept his best friend in the closet for 25 years because she's
the one that was frozen in time.
Yeah, she was I think his grandfather's skill was called stagnation. So he basically froze her time, and if he unfreezes her, in that moment she'll die. So he had to power up his skills. But go ahead, Greg.
Yeah, like I love the development of the characters. Now this one, it is a short one. It's only 12 chapters, but it does update on regular intervals. Not regularly. This isn't like a weekly update, but like, maybe monthly. Get some new chapters. 12th chapter was the newest one. I absolutely loved it, and the way that the story has been put. That 12th chapter is more of a prologue. Like the first 12 chapters, it looks like a prologue to me. I leave it up to you readers to go ahead and see what I'm talking about. But the way that the 12 chapters ended, it's such a lovely payoff, and it's like this is the beginning. That's the tone that it's setting. So that's why I say these first 12 chapters are definitely just a prologue. It's not like the official prologue. It's what I'm getting from reading it, but it's something I absolutely love.
Okay, and y'all missed a very important part about his powers. He can use it on inanimate objects, or now once he gets the level up, living things. That's how he was able to save his childhood friend. There's two parts in the manga that I like where he once made this older elf into a younger elf so she could use her more potent spells when she was younger. That was very interesting. I didn't know he can bring an entire person.
Oh yeah, he restored her back to
25.
Yeah, he restored her back to the point in time where her mana was the strongest.
And that's permanent. She doesn't go back to 50. She is now a 25-year-old person until she has to relive her older days, which is awesome. So he can use it on inanimate things and also living things.
Shit, you forgot. I'm sorry to cut you off, Greg, but you forgot. He thought about using it on himself when he brought back his friend.
Yeah, so one thing I want to touch on that Zero said, the difference between the initial skill and the level up skill. His initial skill, the wording for it is he could use it on items. That means just inanimate objects. And then when he leveled it up, he could use it on targets, which means he could target anything.
Right.
So that whole target difference, it doesn't seem like much as far as language is concerned, but again, another example of the ability that he used. He went to a blacksmith friend of his, and he asked him for some really old, crusty, dusty armor that he could not fix. And his friend's like, "What would you want this for?" And he restored it in front of him. And he's like, "Think of the possibilities." And he's like, "Wait, how far does this skill go?" He's like, "Do you have any armor that's heavily damaged?" He's like, "Here's a piece of armor. It's got a chunk taken out of it. I just replaced it with leather." And he restored it. That leather was gone. The metal was back. He's like, "So listen, man, if you got any broken dragon mail around, I can just go ahead and keep bringing it back." He's like, I'll search to the ends of the earth. It's a broken skill. He used it to heal himself. He can go ahead and go from critically damaged and fatigued to 100% ready to go again. You out of breath in this fight?
That is broken if you applied the shit correctly. I mean, just imagine that type of skill, man. Oh, damn.
I will admit, I love broken characters in manga, but I loved Balance Broken. And since I brought that up, I'm gonna try and have a specific type of topic for whenever I bring up mangas from now on. And so I'm just say right now, before I talk about the next manga, my topics is going to be broken characters. One example is going to be one done horribly wrong, but I still enjoy the read, and one's going to be done horribly right. So I'm going to try and keep that nice balance with that. Does anyone else have anything they want to say about this manga?
Nah, I think we've said enough.
I look forward to the future reading, and I hope it continues to be awesome.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm telling you, there's a payoff on that at the end of the 12th chapter. It is a lovely payoff.
Hey everyone, thanks for listening to the RCP podcast. Be sure to join our Discord where you can participate in the shenanigans. Link will be in the description. And remember to like, comment, and subscribe for more on YouTube.